Hey coin lovers and collectors, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going back to the year 1976, a year full of patriotic celebration in the United States, as the country marked its bicentennial. But wait, did the US 1-cent coin from 1976 get a special design? Is it worth anything today? Stick around because in this video, we're breaking down the value, history asterisk and collectability of the 1976 Lincoln penny. In 1976, the United States celebrated its 200th anniversary of independence, the bicentennial. Many coins like the quarter, half dollar, and dollar got special patriotic reverse designs to commemorate the event. But not the penny. That's right, despite being a significant year, the 1-cent coin retained its regular Lincoln Memorial design. However, that doesn't mean the 1976 penny is boring. In fact, it's a great example of a mid-20th century U.S. coin with historical and collector value. Let's take a closer look at the design. Obverse, front features the iconic bust of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909. The inscriptions include, "In God We Trust, Liberty." The date, 1976, with or without a mint mark. Reverse, back shows the Lincoln Memorial asterisk, added in 1959 to mark Lincoln's 150th birthday. If you look closely, you can even spot a tiny seated Lincoln statue between the pillars. There are three main varieties of the 1976 Lincoln penny, depending on where they were minted. 1976, no mint mark. Asterisk, minted in Philadelphia. 1976, D asterisk, minted in Denver. Look for the D mint mark under the date, point 1976. S asterisk, these were proof coins minted in San Francisco, not for circulation. Point 1976. Philadelphia backslash, 4.6 billion coins. 1976. D. Denver backslash, 4.2 billion coins. 1976. S. Proof only backslash, 4.1 million coins with over 8 billion business strike pennies made that year, the 1976. Cent is not rare, but condition and mint mark matter. Here's where it gets interesting. Most 1976 pennies you find in pocket change are worth face value just 1 cent, but depending on the condition and mint, some could be worth more. 1976, no mint mark circulated, 1 cent uncirculated, MS65 plus backslash $1, backslash $3 USD. 1976, D. Denver circulated, 1 cent uncirculated, MS65 plus backslash $1, backslash $3 USD asterisk, mirror-like finish, not meant for circulation value. Backslash $2, backslash $5, and up to backslash $10 plus if graded PR69 or PR70 double dies, off-center strikes, or die cracks can be worth backslash $50 to several $100s, depending on severity and demand. Always inspect your coins closely or get them professionally graded if you suspect an error. Host holds magnifying glass, shows worn and uncirculated coins side-by-side. Condition is the biggest factor in determining value. Light to moderate wear, still shows most detail. Value, 1 to 2 cents. Mint state, MS60, MS67 sharp detail, strong luster. No signs of circulation. Value backslash $1 to backslash $10 depending on grade, made for collectors. Mirror-like surfaces graded PR60 to PR70 value can jump significantly above face value. Especially in high grades. Coins graded MS67 and higher asterisk are much rarer and can fetch premiums from serious collectors. Host at camera with closing thoughts asterisk. So, what should you do with a 1976 penny? If it's heavily circulated, it's a cool historical piece but not worth more than a cent. But if you've got one in uncirculated or proof condition, or with an unusual error, it could be worth holding on to or even submitting to a grading service. And let's not forget, the 1976 penny is still a tangible part of America's 200th birthday celebration, even without a commemorative design. Oh, you have a 1976 penny in your collection? Did you find one in a coin roll or old change jar? Drop a comment below and let us know what condition it's in. Host on camera, zoomed in on coin grading images and real coins. Now let's talk about one of the most important things that affects the value of your 1976 1-cent coin, and that is condition. Whether you found a penny in your change jar or inherited a collection, knowing what condition it's in can make the difference between face value and collector premium. What does condition mean in coin collecting? Condition refers to the amount of wear and tear a coin has received since it was minted. The fewer scratches, dents, and signs of circulation, the higher the grade, and usually, the more valuable the coin. Collectors and grading companies use a standard system called the Sheldon scale, which ranges from poor, P1, to a perfect mint state 70, MS70. Here's a quick guide to help you understand the typical grades your 1976 penny might fall into. Heavy wear on Lincoln's hair and jawline. Date is readable, but details are flat. Value, 1 cent very fine, VF, 20 to VF, 35 moderate. Wear, with Lincoln's features and lettering more visible. Still just worth 1 cent unless a unique error is present, as 60 to MS 63. May have light contact marks or dull luster. Still uncirculated and attractive. Value, $0.50 $1.00 MS, 64 to MS 65. Minimal marks, good shine, strong strike. These are the grades many collectors aim for. Value, $1.50 $3.00 MS, 66 to MS 67. Nearly flawless coins with vibrant luster. Scarce and more desirable. Value, $5 to $15 or more, especially if graded by PCGS or NGC. Graded as PR60 to PR70, Proof 60 to Proof 70, proof coins will have sharp details and a clear S mint mark. PR68, PR70 deep cameo *** examples can sell for $10 to $30 plus depending on eye appeal and certification. Even if your 1976 penny looks dull or dirty, cleaning it will destroy its value to collectors. Natural toning is much more appreciated than a scratched-up, shiny coin. Use a magnifying glass or 10x loupe. Look for sharp details in Lincoln's hair, beard, and the Lincoln Memorial columns on the back. Check for luster. Strong, original mint luster is a good sign of uncirculated quality. Handle carefully if it looks uncirculated. Only touch the edges and maybe store it in a flip or capsule, so, whether you've got a beat-up coin from pocket change or a shiny uncirculated gem, the condition of your 1976 Lincoln penny is what ultimately decides how much it's worth. The better the grade, the more potential it has as a collectible. Let's step back in time to explore the history of the 1976 US 1 cent coin, a small but powerful piece of American heritage. While it may look like any ordinary penny, the story behind this coin is anything but ordinary. 1976 was a major milestone for the United States. It marked 200 years since the signing of the Declaration of Independence in 1776. The country celebrated its bicentennial with parades, fireworks, and a sense of national pride. To honor the occasion, the U.S. Mint released special bicentennial designs on 3 coins: the quarter, the half-dollar, and the dollar coin, each featuring patriotic imagery like Independence Hall and a colonial drummer. But one coin did not get a new design. That's right, the humble Lincoln cent, despite being in every American's pocket, kept its standard design in 1976. Legacy of Abraham Lincoln on the penny asterisk. The Lincoln cent has been around since 1909, when it was first introduced to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, one of America's most revered leaders. It was designed by Victor David Brenner, and it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person on the obverse side. BY 1976. The penny had already been in circulation for nearly 67 years, and the Lincoln Memorial reverse design, introduced in 1959, was still in use. You might be wondering, why didn't the U.S. Mint issue a special bicentennial penny? The simple answer: tradition and practicality. The Mint wanted to keep Lincoln's portrait untouched out of respect and historical continuity. The focus of the redesign effort was placed on higher denomination coins. Plus, the penny was still essential in everyday commerce, and changing it was not seen as necessary. The 1976 Lincoln cent was made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, weighing 3.11 grams. This was the standard composition before the U.S. switched to a cheaper copper-plated zinc alloy in 1982. The Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo, which had been on the back of the penny since 1959. While the 1976 penny may not be rare or fancy, it holds deep symbolic value. It connects us to both Abraham Lincoln's legacy and the spirit of 1976, when Americans celebrated 200 years of independence. It's also one of the last copper-rich pennies before the composition change of the 1980s. Collectors and history buffs appreciate the 1976 penny not just for what it looks like, but for the era it represents, a time of pride, reflection, and national celebration. So, the next time you come across a 1976 penny, don't just toss it in your change jar. Take a moment to think about the history it carries. From Lincoln's legacy to the bicentennial buzz, this little coin has a big story to tell. Thanks for watching.